Hey, Dad, your dad, Daily Dad here. So just real quick, I had a friend of mine say something to me today that really had me thinking. It just this comment just hit me right in the gut, and it makes me kind of emotional when you think about it. So I had a friend say to me today, "You got to be the 10-year overnight success." It's just the idea that whatever you're working on right now, whatever you are working on right now, it can be something. It can be tiny, it can be huge, it can be just for you, it can be for everybody, right? Whatever you are working on right now, whether people know it or not, is something. You might abandon it, it might evolve, you might move on to something else, you might forget about it entirely. But everything you do has never been done before, right? Because even if you're creating a product that has already been made, it hasn't been made by you with the same vision. The independent ideas and thoughts that we have as just human beings, as spirits, as everything, they make you so incredibly exclusive and unique in your own way. And you don't even realize it, right? I've always said, man, no one can be you. Even if you sat around and did nothing, that would make you a one-of-a-kind human being that no one could ever duplicate, right? Because even to the actual physical presence of you, no one can be your exact height, no one can have your exact shade of skin color, nothing, right? All right, you could be 6 feet, I'm 6 feet, I'm 6'2", you could be 6'2", but you're not 6'2.056", you know what I mean? The numbers go on, things are infinite, life is infinite, the world, the universe is infinite. No one can be exactly like you. So when you think about doing anything that you're doing, right, it's got to be a 10-year overnight success. So what does that mean, right? Whatever you're doing in your own personal life, in your own brain, maybe it's not even physical, you have thoughts and ideas that nobody notices, recognizes, or takes seriously. And you work, and you brainstorm, and you think, and you create, and you develop, and you learn, and you fail, and you grow, and you grow, and you grow, and you grow, until all of a sudden, whoa, what's this? You wake up one day, people want your idea, the world needs your idea, people are influenced, affected, emotionally valued your idea, but you've been working on it forever. From when you were 6, 7, 8, maybe you're 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, you had an idea that you couldn't even put words or physically manifest, but it was in your head. And you kept thinking, and you kept planning, and you kept brainstorming. And this idea grew. And one day it got noticed, one day it might get noticed, one day it won't. But the idea is that you know. It's the reason why I'm standing in a gym at 10:50 at night, on a Sunday night. Because I want to tell you that you have the ability to be, you are one of a kind. You don't have the ability to be, no matter what you do, you cannot be duplicated. And I know, it's the idea, right? Well, no matter what I do, I can't be duplicated. Well, everyone else has the same process, therefore everyone, but that's the thing, right? It's not like you aren't special because everyone is special, right? If everyone had $1 million, $1 million would be worthless, which is the plan. That's a different conversation, though. But if everyone had $1 million, $1 million would be worthless. But you being you, if it can't be duplicated, no one else can have it. So everyone's unique ability to be completely individual and never be replicated is infinitely just, oh, that's not the word I wanted, is priceless, right? Because you can't create or adapt to it ever. And you just have the ability. Oh man, whoa, the endorphin rush. Dad, back it up, Dad. Back it up, back it up, back it up. All right? That's the point, right? So I'm in this gym right now, talking to you on a camera that's angled in a weird way. I forgot my tripod because I'm in a rush. Just got out of work. Because I know that I'm telling you things because I know that they're true, and I know that they're just, and I know that they're right. And maybe they aren't. You don't know that for you, and maybe other people will never know that. But I know it, and I create this, whatever this is, because it's what I believe in. And I don't have a place to record at home. I don't have the ability to, to be in a good acoustic room. I got kids and dogs and animals and birds and just stuff. But here I am, in the middle of nowhere recording this because it has to be done, because I know it has to be done, because no one will ever do this. There are people who will give you positivity and energy and show you how beautiful life is in different ways, and they might be better for you to listen to them. But this is what I'm telling you because I know in my heart that it's right to do. Right? That's what I like to do. And maybe no one will hear it, maybe someone will, but you have to find your thing. You know, it could be driving a truck, it could be drawing, it could be simply just meditation. But you have a thing that might be recognized and appreciated by the society, and it might maybe not, but it's yours. And I refuse to acknowledge that because other people don't want your idea, that you need to settle and create profit for someone else who tells you what to do, working hours of the day, all day, and balance your schedule, your personal schedule around someone else's shift so you can make them profit or provide for somebody else. While you're doing that, carve out your time to create your thing. Because this is your fucking life. Handle the responsibilities, pay the fucking bills, all that shit. But if you're not taking care of you, you're not taking care of anything. Because if you don't set the example of what other people want, which is they want to be self-righteous and they want to believe in themselves, then whatever you create will never have any power. There's never been an artist or an actor or an athlete, a politician or a humanitarian. None of them have rose to greatness and been accepted and believed in without knowing that they could do it. And you don't need to believe that you can do it at all times. That's impossible. I believe I'm a failure all the time. 3 days ago, I had a quarter-life crisis thinking that my whole world was going to end in a couple weeks just because. Just because. Because I look at other people and I see a house and a mortgage and a retirement plan and a pension and a high-paying job and this and that. And I go, man, what if I just had that? I wouldn't have to think of all these ideas and I wouldn't have to stretch myself and I could just go to work and go home and watch my kids grow up. And that's where it changes. And this is where it all changes. Is because I realize my kids are going to grow up. The world is going to grow up. People are going to expand. They're going to learn. And if they see you settling for contentness, for just okay, how are they going to grow and learn to be something beautiful and powerful? Don't get me wrong. If you don't have the time, if you have to work 16 hours a day, every fucking day, provide food, that's greatness. That's greatness. And you are appreciated. Because I know that there are people that do not appreciate you. But I implore you to find 10 minutes of your day, 30 minutes of your day, however you can carve out, to invest in something that you love. Buy a book about it, listen to a podcast about it. It's almost impossible now to not find some sorts of information that can expand your mind and your soul about something that you believe to be right. And you can make it work. This camera balanced on a towel, this microphone hanging off a locker, this echoing gym at 11 o'clock at night, 4 years to get to this. And I know this isn't the peak. I know this isn't the best it can be. But it's the best that I can make right now, and I'm happy with that. And as well as I'm happy with it, I know it can be better. And that's the mentality you have to have. Be proud of who you are now, but be more excited because this isn't the end for you. It doesn't stop here, and you will be greater after this. As I'm looking around, I am learning. I am adapting to where I am right now. Every time you accomplish something, every time a success is made, you look around, you say, there are imperfections here. And you can perfect them because if you didn't get here, you wouldn't have gotten here if you didn't address that situation before. If you run a mile tomorrow, and you run a mile on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, next week you'll be able to run a mile and a half. And so on and so forth. And every time you get further, you know and you will learn about yourself and you will believe in yourself and you'll understand the trail that you are on, the path that you are on, the strides that you're taking, your breathing. And eventually you will learn and adapt and grow. And at some point you will have the ability to run a marathon. I can't run a mile straight right now. I don't have the cardio for it. I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't paint. There's a lot of things I can't do. But I know that as soon as I started tomorrow and I believed in it, by next week I would know 10 times as much. And so on and so forth. Until at some point, if I wasn't the greatest at it, I could teach you to be the greatest at it. And if you didn't learn everything from me, you could expand that knowledge to somebody else. And that's how life works. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is serious, Dad, here. No jokes telling you to fucking do it, man. And I love you. Good night.